It's just crazy. I've seen zero motherfuckers that have said in here that I was right and that they were wrong. I hope, even if you don't type it in the chat, I do hope you, at the very least, reconsider why you were so excited to just
Russia's
repeat everything that you fucking saw on MSNBC, okay? And you were just repeating everything you saw on MSNBC.
The borders of Ukraine. Take a look at this video showing Russian troops training near Ukraine. A U.S. official said some of those forces have moved into possible attack positions. Meanwhile, diplomatic efforts continue. German Chancellor Olaf Scholz is meeting with President Putin today as Russia insists it wants to keep negotiating. Charlie D'Agata is in Ukraine for us. Charlie, good morning.
It's crazy that Vladimir Putin is saying he wants to keep negotiating, and that everyone else is saying that we should keep negotiating. Germany's saying that we should keep negotiating, we should de-escalate. The Ukrainians think we should de-escalate, but America's like, nah, fuck that, and flailing around for the past 2 months saying like, no, Russia's literally gonna fucking do this. Russia's gonna invade tomorrow. Russia's gonna invade next day. It's gonna happen. It's gonna happen. It's gonna happen. Like a bunch of fucking QAnon supporters saying that like the storm is coming, but the storm is Russian invasion that's imminent. It's like, it's going to happen. Oh, it didn't happen this week. It's going to happen next week. They said it over and over again. And everyone else is literally just like, America, just shut the fuck up. Like, please. That was the one instance where Donald Trump actually did a good fucking job with North Korea and South Korea. Like the Korean unification talks and the denuclearization talks, where he just like let them do their thing. Okay. He was just like, dude, fuck it. Do your thing. Let your nuts hang, talk your shit. Do your thing. America, whenever they get involved in like fucking Western diplomacy, they just literally come into the room, fuck the table up. They just like, they just literally wipe the table like a fucking pigeon trying to play chess, okay? And then they start, spraying themselves with champagne like they're the ones who fucking did something and accomplished anything. It's psychotic. We have just like bloodthirsty maniacs that have completely taken over the American government and completely dictate the American foreign policy at the behest of the military-industrial complex to a degree where it's just so commonplace that like we can't even think outside of that bubble. Like the foreign policy blob just exclusively runs on that, and no one is checking them, so they just keep going after it this way. All the while, if your goal is to continue, we're the ninja's wife of the world. Oh my God. If your goal is to continue like maintaining American hegemony, okay? If your goal is to continue maintaining American hegemony at a time when China is making fucking inroads, okay? And China is using soft power approaches, and China is doing, IMF style loans, which people will get mad at me for, but not just necessarily IMF style loans, but basically fucking, developing economic relationships with developing nations in the One Belt Road initiative, okay, in the One Belt, One Road project. America is losing its grip of power, okay? It's already exhausted its grip of power with Iraq, with Afghanistan, with endless fucking wars, and basically it's getting to a point where they're just, I don't know. Nobody wants the Chinese money though. That's just not true. African countries would disagree with you. You mean that Russia is not currently engaged in a war? You're wrong. If you mean that the other countries will get involved, dude, nobody's helping Ukraine. It's a massive bluff with the Americans to think that Russia is not invading. Actually, it's an insult to the Ukrainians. They're sick and tired of hearing this. Way less damaging the IMF loans. That's true. Like, what are you talking? Are you saying that, like, that Ukraine is currently under attack? Is that what you're saying? Like, we went from Russia is arming separatists and offering them material support, okay, who are warring against, like, the more nationalist factions of the Ukrainian militias in certain parts of Ukrainian territory, to Russia actually has invaded Ukraine and is, like, currently doing war in Ukraine, and they've completely taken over Ukraine, actually.
Another day, another European leader meeting with President Putin. We'll see if anything comes of it.
Good morning to you, Tony. We are in the city where the U.S. Embassy has relocated, at least for now, due to that huge Russian buildup at the border. But as you said, it is a confusing picture this morning. There has been a dramatic and worrying shift in Russia's readiness to attack in the past 48 hours.
I'm going to pee. I'll be back.
In an overt show of force, troops have stepped up military drills in the region. A U.S. official tells CBS News that Russia has now moved rocket launchers and long-range artillery into firing positions. New satellite images show ground troops moving from staging areas toward combat positions and newly deployed bombers. And yet, the Russian Ministry of Defense released this footage, claiming to show the pullback of some tanks, saying troops are being withdrawn after the conclusion of some military exercises. Amid the uncertainty, American IT executive Heath Morrison decided to move his family here from Kyiv. Are you worried?
I don't feel a huge amount of anxiety right now or worry. I worry a lot for Ukraine. I don't worry for my personal safety.
And you have a son.
Yeah, son, he's 6 years old. I mean, definitely that's a factor. I certainly worry about his exposure to chaos or anything like that.
If there is a mass exodus of people, including Americans, it's likely they'll head here to Lviv, a vibrant city in the west. It's thought, or at least hoped, to be safer than other parts of Ukraine, and it's about an hour's drive to the Polish border. We visited that border to find it all quiet on the Western Front. Nothing unusual about the line of tractor trailers and scattering of cars crossing the border. Now, there's definitely been a change in tone this morning. The Russians are talking more about diplomacy. They're making a big deal of pulling back a few tanks and troops, but we're going to have to see.
That's crazy that this is the only morning that they've talked about diplomacy. Like, this is the first time, actually. Like, that's bullshit, man. The worst part about it is that, like, I hate having to functionally fucking defend Vladimir Putin or Russia, okay? It's incredibly frustrating that the situation at hand makes it seem like I'm on fucking Vladimir Putin's side, okay? Don't feel the need to defend them. I'm not. I'm defending the truth, though. And once again, I was fucking right. And once again, you were fucking wrong. I'm on the anti-war side. I'm on the side where we need to de-escalate. I'm on the side where America shouldn't be the fucking world police. What about Russia's claims that Ukraine is doing genocide? Yeah, it's fucking bullshit. It's fake. It's fake news. They're lying. What do you want? Of course they're lying. Anti-war but pro-Crimean annexation. Got it. I really need to use like liberal terminology and try to explain to you in this way. The Ukrainian government is the oppressive force there, okay? The Russian force is the liberator force there, if you think about it. You know, this is a group of individuals who wanted autonomy from Ukraine and actually to be a part of Russia. This is a country that was historically Russia's access into the Black Sea. This is a country that even without the annexation already had military bases for Russia in that country, okay? You can throw up question marks all you want. Crimea is Russian, okay? They're fucking Russian. It's so fucking stupid. Not only is it Russian and mega Russian that a referendum took place, and while the referendum itself was considered faulty, because under the threat of, it was under the annexation force. Even though it took place under annexation, it doesn't fucking matter because Western sources that went in after the fact and literally conducted surveys saw that the overwhelming majority of Crimeans actually wanted to be a part of fucking Russia. So why are you, an American, telling me that the people of Crimea are on board with this? Western fucking sources back this up, and yet you're still throwing up fucking question marks. What? Also, okay, so if Hungary comes to Slovakia to claim it historic territory, I guess I'll just need to live with that. If Hungary has a military base on Slovakia, if the Slovakian people are fucking actually Hungarian, and then the overwhelming majority say, I want to be a part of Hungary, then yes, it's GG's for you. That's the truth. That's how fucking it works. You keep trying to use examples that are... You keep trying to use examples. Referendum was fake before annexation. There was no big separatist movement in Crimea. Okay, but post-referendum, Western outlets have gone and conducted surveys. The demography, the demographics of Crimea is Russian.